Are there more shoes to come?
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey, you guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. It has actually been a long time since I actually reached for Cardi B. A long time. I have been really riding the Cardi wave. I'm loving the music. I'm loving who she is becoming as far as her stage presence. And I've been in a whirlwind of really saying, yeah, Cardi, do it. Yes, yes, yes. And like I said, I haven't literally reached for my girl Cardi since she was on Love and Hip Hop. Now, if you go back and you look at my reviews from Love and Hip Hop when she was on there, baby, I used to reach for her all the time because that whole cartoon character-esque part of her personality, not a fan. Have never been a fan. I've never thought it was cute. I always understood where you were trying to go, where you were trying to, change, and the things that you came from. And I gave you respect for your struggle. I gave you leeway and wiggle room to do what it was you needed to do. But I've never been a fan of the full Cardi. I've never been a fan of the Cardi, the shoe throwing Cardi, and all that. I'm not going to reward you with bad behavior. I'm just not going to do it. Will I laugh at you when you do that type of stuff? I will. Because when you act a fool, sometimes it is funny. But in the grand scheme of things, not really. And then when you start giving birth and acting a fool and carrying on. So I say all of that to say this. You took 2 steps forward, and it seems as though now your self-saboteur is telling you that you need to take 5 steps backwards. And I hope you catch yourself before you hit a wall. Because I sat and I watched an interview. It's a news interview. Wasn't some little random interview with someone off of YouTube, or it was an actual news interview. An interview that you knew was going to get out to people, and you went into this whole fit of babbling on about how you were tired of basically censoring yourself, and you're going to go back to being you. And you don't want people telling you what you need to say, and all of this business about how you don't want to have to be a role model, and I ain't asked nobody to be a role model, and I'm not trying to be a role model to your kids, and it's for you to be the role model to your kids. Well, that's all really cute, and that's all. There's truth in all of that, my dear Cardi. There really is. There's truth in those things, but all that money you got? All that money. All that you got? See, there's another part of that. You don't just get it like that. Grammys and American Music Awards and all these things. Unfortunately, sweetheart, there's a part of the contract that you can't take out. And you are a role model to these children that are looking on you, and these young adults that are looking at you now, and you don't get the chance to say, I'm not doing that. When you have a platform, it could be 5 people, 35 people, or 35 million people. The bigger that platform gets, the more responsibility falls on you. You don't even have a say in it anymore. And I know you know this. And I'm like, See, you're trying to fall back to the ignorance of the love and hip hop, Cardi, and ain't nobody going for it. Ain't nobody going for it. Now, you need to get yourself together before the public decides to get you together. Because again, I think you're starting to drink your own Kool-Aid if you honestly believe that you can start carrying on and nobody's going to ever check you. I promise you, it's not going to be good. You did all this work so that you can win. The song that Fantasia came out said, sometimes you have to lose to win again, not win to lose. Okay? So I don't know if you were listening to the record backwards, because you know you do stupid stuff sometimes. But no, you didn't do all of this, Cardi, and I know you didn't, to win, to literally get your family moving in the direction. Everything that you said you wanted is all there. You literally have your hands on it. And now you're sitting here with this clowning. And the moves. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so anyway, just take a look at this bit of footage. This week, past weekend, in New York City was Beautycon 2019. And they actually brought Cardi in. Now, again, see, it kind of seemed like a bit of a joke. They brought Cardi in to talk about financial literacy. But she had plenty of good information. The delivery? Really? Really? There was literally, it was I'm going to take this gun and shoot myself in the foot, and I'm going to just be irresponsible all the way around. This is what I'm going to do. I'm getting ready to go over here and sabotage myself. I was just done. I said, girl, you got to be kidding. You have got to be kidding. You literally pulled a gun out of your purse, shot yourself in the foot, and literally you started all of it before you even got to New York City. You started sabotaging yourself. You really let your self-saboteur sit on your shoulder and talk you down like that. Take a look at some of this footage from Beautycon.
I'm a little late, but you know, best move from Vegas. You know, that's what happens when you try to do everything, you know what I'm saying? You just overbook yourself. So like, no, like literally, I did my makeup in the fucking plane, in the car. Don't think I'm a diva, you know what I'm saying? I just, you know what I'm saying? I overbook myself. I'm always chasing the bag. You know what I'm saying? I was always bringing out all the whole city out. But these artists were still getting paid more than me. So you know what I said? I'm going to stop taking bookings until y'all start paying me more. And that bag doubles the fuck up. Always take a business class, because sometimes the career that you study for one day is not going to make you happy. And you want to become your own boss. But you cannot be your own boss because you don't know how to manage a business. Money that I had, lending these fuck-ass niggas my money. Lending these broke-ass niggas my money. That's where I fucked up a lot. And you know where I messed up a lot? Trying to impress a nigga. Am I buying red bottoms and expensive purse when I know I can't? I mean, yes, I could afford to buy it, but it just takes off on the money that I'm saving to impress your stinking ass. That's where I messed up a lot, especially when, there's the thing, right? A lot of women always ask me, I be seeing girls that they boyfriends be spoiling them. What can I do to be that? You need to ask for a man to give you what you want, because these men, they don't hesitate to ask.
Like I said, I don't know whose idea behind Beautycon that it was to actually have Cardi do this talk. Now, I understand why she was there. She is beautiful. And you see she was clean as hell. You know, the designers love her. They make sure, her people make sure she's going, baby, the heifer is going to turn a look. You understand me? She's going to do that. And I love that. I love that because, you know, that can get my attention every and any time. So I understand why she's there, but I don't know who decided to let her talk. Like, I mean, even with all she's shown, I just don't believe that I would have let her talk. But surprisingly enough, some very good points made. Very good points. She said very good things, and it was very good information. But that delivery was just horrendous. It was horrendous. Horrendous. And just a piece of proof. I watched a little girl. She's not a little girl. She's a young woman who's on YouTube. It's a young woman on YouTube who went to Beautycon. And she was vlogging about her experience at Beautycon. And she was just raving about Cardi. And then the things she said are the things that led me to make this video. She said, you know, I just loved her. Oh, I loved her. And how she came in and, you know, once she got there, because in her vlog, baby, she was eating her out. She was laying her out, baby, about being late. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But she said, you know, once she got there, oh my God, you know, I just loved it. Oh, yes, Cardi. And the language that she used and the things she had to say. And this child had to be early 20s. She's early 20s. And the language that she used and the things she had to say. Really? All that cussing, all that use of the N-word, you literally used examples of making men give you money. Yeah, that's what the song's about, but that's entertainment, right? Not so much. But this is what that's what you're talking about as far as financial literacy. So, though you gave a good street lesson, but you literally, there's one person that I know of for a fact that you have misled. That's one person damaged. And if there's one of them, there's a million of them. Because once this little girl walks into the real world and believes that she could kick her brand off and speak the way you spoke and carry on the way that you carried on, she's going to run into a brick wall because she's not Cardi B. She didn't come from Love and Hip Hop fame, and people are not going to give her the leeway that they've given you because of who you started off being. You started off being an 8 p.m. VH1 clown. And then you actually have a talent for entertainment. And generally when you have a talent for entertainment, when you sing, when you dance, when you rap, when you are a performer, people don't take your business stuff serious all the time. If you know something business-wise or you can actually speak, that's an extra added plus, but nobody's looking for you for advice. Not really. Not really. If you really can give some good advice, then that's just an extra added plus. But if you can give bad advice, that's when at a point people start to pay attention and you're giving out bad advice. And I'd have to say, though you gave out some good information, you gave out bad advice, Miss Cardi. Because again, you had at least one person that I know of has walked away, a young person, who now believes that she can go out in the world. And she was Latina. She walked right out and believed that she could use the N-word, and she believed that she could talk all this slang and all of this business and actually do business. So you've actually harmed one person. And if there's one, there's a million. Let's just talk about some more of what was actually going on. Cardi showed up 4 hours late. 4 hours late. 4. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And as a promoter, I guess, you know what, she was a headline name that was actually used. So they couldn't just not let her perform, because at a point they probably really had themselves in a place where it was like, you advertised that Cardi B was going to be here. We'd have paid for these tickets and she ain't here. So they got themselves in a position where people could start wanting to sue and different things like that. So, of course, when you came, they went ahead and put you on. My evil self probably would have told you that you couldn't perform. I'd have told you, no, thank you, never mind, and then I'd have sued you. That's me. That's me. Because I would have been so angry that you didn't even think enough of me and my function. A little late, 4 hours? You're Cardi B. You are not Lauryn Hill. The only one who gets away with that kind of stuff is Lauryn Hill, and folks are tired of her. It was ridiculous. 4 hours. While she was on stage talking, again, the language, and there was a little girl. She wasn't a young woman. That was a little, you saw in the clip, there was a little girl sitting right on stage. Not at one time did it cross Culture's mother's mind, this is somebody else's baby. And I'm just spitting out all this foolishness right over top of someone else's baby. Baby. Because that child, she was definitely under 15. It's a baby. You took your shoes off. You on stage. And thousands of dollars of clothing with your shoes off. Real ladylike, Cardi. Real ladylike. And then, for me, she wasn't really all that apologetic. She literally said, I'm late because I overbooked myself. I overbooked myself because I'm trying to get at all these bags. And since she's come from Vegas, well, you can't be in Vegas and be in New York at the same time. Can't. And it wasn't, you know, a delay in the flight. No, you literally admitted to double booking yourself. That is so irresponsible and so disrespectful to the Beautycon brand. So disrespectful. I don't know how they feel, but I would never book her again. I would never book her again. And I am a performer. Bookings is what I do. I would never book her again. Never. It wouldn't happen. That's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So my thing is, my question, Cardi, so I'm going to wrap this on up. Cardi, I understand sometimes the load gets tough to carry. But again, baby, that's what comes with this fame and this lifestyle that you've chosen. That load that you have. That having to be the role model, because you don't have a choice, sweetie. You don't have a choice in that. It comes along with the territory. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to continue to take steps backwards? Because tonight, as I said, now you've taken 2 steps forward and 5 steps backwards. What is it that we're going to be looking for? Are you going to do more of this foolishness? Are you going to do more of this? Is there going to be more shoes flying later? What's going on? I thought you learned a lesson from the shoe situation, but from this, I don't know. What's going to happen now? The belt and the purse? You get ready to get the windmill, and what's getting ready to happen? That's all I want to know. You all hit them comments and tell me, what do y'all think is going to happen? Is Cardi, am I looking at this wrong? And we can go there. Am I looking at this wrong? There's the first thing. Am I looking at this wrong? Am I being a little too hard on Cardi? Or do you agree with me, and or do you believe that there's going to be more shoes to fly later? This ought to be a good discussion down in those comments. Thank you guys for listening. Cardi, again, girl, you know I love the music, and I'm hoping for the best. I hope you make the right decision and turn this car back around. Anyway, hit the comments, guys. I'm out.